Hey everybody, Adam with Antique Auto. I had a little bit of time between projects and thought I would come down here and start ripping on this guy. It is a new arrival, 70 Buick GS Stage1, triple brown. It came a couple weeks ago and it pretty much needs everything. I'm gonna do a walk around here real quick and show you what we got. Okay, here she is in all of her glory. Couple of replacement fenders on it. One's from a Skylark, one is from a GS 350, so that's why it has GS 350 emblems on it. So there's that. Obviously we're missing a grille and headlight bezels and a winky eye. I can't open the hood right now because there is no hinges. Mostly complete. Pretty torn up interior, it needs everything. Interior is already ordered for it. I would imagine we're gonna need all new glass for it. I'm sure it's all scratched up. This is not a factory vinyl top car, although it looks like it. It is a code, I believe it's 6868, so it would be painted on both sides with no trim. It's got a couple little goofy rust spots on it like this. This is something I've never seen on one of these cars. I've got a whole new rear tulip panel or filler panel, whatever you want to call it. This whole back edge right here is pretty much rusted out. It'd be pretty hard to repair. But the rest of the car is in pretty good shape. Pretty solid. A little bit of beat up right there. Not too bad. Doors look solid. And the fenders, even though the replacements, aren't great. So we'll have to deal with that. Hood's super solid. I don't see any issues with it at all. Here's that Skylark fender. It looks like it's real solid. This door's got a little bit of perforation in it, although it's not beat up. Oop, that sucks. I think I have another door for it though. A little bit of rust down there in the corner. A few little pinholes in the floor, but really this car is not in too bad a shape except those key spots. So what I'm going to do is start taking stainless off and show you a few little tips and tricks and do's and don'ts on getting the drip molding, windshield stainless off. I'll probably touch on a few other things too. There's the rocker stainless. There's not a whole lot of other stainless on these cars, so let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with the roof rail weather stripping retainer, which is this right here. The car had been in another restoration shop and had been cannibalized a little bit, so all of this is already kind of apart. There are screws in various areas that hold this stuff on. You can see it's already gone, so it just kind of pulls apart. Pulls off. There's a lot of I don't know, some sort of a sealant or a tape on this stuff, and it tucks out in there. There's really not a whole lot to it, so it gets kind of sticky to the rail there. That's pretty easy to get out, but it's hidden. All those screws are hidden by weather stripping, so if there's weather stripping there, you got to rip it out, then you can get to the screws to take it out. This piece of drip rail molding is already off, but I'll show you how to kind of take care of that as well. All right, on this drip rail molding, the first thing people do is reach for a can opener. Don't do that. I will cut you. So basically what you need to do is, I don't know if my hands are strong enough with it right now. I might have to get a pair of gloves on. It's probably a good idea anyway. Is it comes out of the bottom. Do you see how that kind of pulled up like that? And it should do that all the way across. I'm getting lucky and it's coming out really easy. You may have to get some special tools, which I have over here. Forget your safety glasses. I just have a piece of 1x2 and a hammer. It's really a lot easier to get to this stuff when you have the roof rail weather stripping out. So you just want to kind of get behind that stainless and push it out. It helps if I can hit the hammer. Maybe I can get to it like that. This corner piece is kind of a pain in the butt to get to. I was hoping I could get this off without taking the corner piece off first. That may or may not happen. Just pull it out of the front corner piece like that. This corner piece is kind of a butthole to get off. All right, yeah, there's a couple little tangs that hold it on like that, and so you kind of, sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you even have to pry these up a little bit to get it to hang off the top, but easy enough. Next is windshield stainless. This can be a real bear to get off too. I don't know what it is, but it's just fun. All right, so you need a tool like this. It is a pretty common tool. You can probably get it on AutoZone. You can get it on the old Amazon too, but what it does is it grabs the clips and pulls the clip away from this edge of the stainless so you can pull the stainless up. It doesn't matter if you start at the top or the bottom. Most of the time it's wherever you can get your piece in. That was way too easy. It came right off. You just sometimes you gotta work on them. It almost feels like it's out. That came off really easy. So there's that. That never happens that easy. I'm going to show you what I've got here up close. There are these clips that hold the stainless in from the outside. There's one more clip there. There's so much crap in here. That's why these channels all rust out. They just house all this dirt and crud. This is obviously a Southwest car. All right. So the back of this stainless, it sits like that. So if you flip it over, you can see the stainless has a lip right here, and that's what it clips onto. These little, you can't even hardly see it. But that's how those clip on, and that's what the front and rear windshields are. I'm gonna keep working on this top portion here and get it all off. Man, these things are coming off way easier than normal. That orange car up in the background over there, it was a fighter. Oh, of course. Come on now. Done right. This piece of stainless is kind of beat up. It's got a big old dent right here. I wish all this stuff would come off this easy. Knock on wood. Make sure you scratch all the other stainless trying to get it off too. That always helps. There's one. Yes, sir. Eh. Sometimes it's just as easy to slide it off. So much dirt in this stuff. All right, front's done. So there's a cowl molding right here that just held on by screws. That's pretty easy. Nothing special about that. Let's move to the back. There's really nothing different about the back. This one might actually be missing some, or they might just be popped off because there's so much rust back here. Some of this is even just blowing off the car. Let's see what we got here. There's no special spot you got to start on the back. Just find a place and make it happen. I've broken windshields, front windshields before doing this. The good thing is there's replacements available. They have replacements for the back for these GSs, but I've heard that the contour, or these things are slightly concave, and I think that there's some issues with those as far as the contour. So try to save your back window if you can. Don't dig into it and shatter it. There's nothing left of this back section here. Firm but gentle, something like that. Going all the way through the trunk. Come on. There we go. Wow. There's not much left there. Okay. Yep. Next is rear hood molding. This stuff is just pressed on or clipped, you know, there's no clips, it's just pushed on. So just take your handy 1x and butt it up there and just give it a little love. It's tempting to take a screwdriver and try to push this stuff off, but you will inevitably destroy this stuff. So stop, take your time, get a piece of wood or something, and just slowly work your way across the windshield and pop it off like that. There's nothing to it. So trying to touch on all the exterior stainless on these cars, you've got, not always, but there's, if you've got your hood chrome, you've got a fender chrome too. 68 and 9 are the same as the hood, where they'll just pop off. But on the 70 to 72 cars, there are a couple of screws holding it on. You can try to fight that stuff off, but if you're pulling the front end off anyway, just wait to take all this stuff off when you get the fenders off. As far as wheel moldings, they're both off on this side, which makes it easy for me. And I think there's only one wheel molding on this side. They're just 8 or 9 screws holding these things on, so there's nothing to it. As far as rocker molding, there are several screws that hold it on the bottom. Of course, now I can't see one. So there's one right there. There's, right now on this car, there's only 1, 2 holding it on, of course. But typically there's 4 or 5 of them. So once you get all of those taken out, it peels off from the bottom, similar to this drip rail molding. So you just want to kind of pull it up, or pull it out and up. It's literally hooked on a bunch of connectors along the rocker. If I remember correctly, they are 1/4 inch screws. They're self-tapping, so they're kind of a bear to get out the final 1/8 inch, because they've got that kind of drill bit tip on them, and they hang up in the hole. Save all your fasteners, bag and tag them. The door's kind of in the way, but so in theory, you pull it away like that and pull up, and it will come off pretty easy. You can see these are kind of the discs with a taper or a flare on them toward the end, so that molding literally hangs on all these discs and then snaps onto the bottom of the rocker and fastens from the bottom. On the front of these cars, there is a strip that has that same taper on the top. There's 3 or 4 bolts that hold these things in. Typically they're supposed to be straight, but this one's all beat up because this fender was probably just hacked on. So more stuff to fix. There are a few other miscellaneous little pieces of trim that you can get off without a fight. This trunk led's been replaced, you can tell, because it originally would have had a piece of trim across it. And if it didn't have that trim on there, you would see holes where the trim used to be, and they're just held in with Phillips head screws. These are pot metal chrome, so if they're messed up, I can't fix them. I gotta send them off. They make reproductions, but I'm not sure, of course, just like all the rest of them, how good they are. To get them off, you gotta take these things off from the trunk, and there are 2 kind of speed nuts that hold those on. So that's gonna wrap it up for a little bit of stainless removal on the 70 GS Stage 1. That's going to do it for me today. Be sure to like and subscribe and tell your friends and family and neighbors and dogs and cats. I will see you on the next video.